Metabolic pathways. Metabolic pathways are used by cells to transfer the energy released by breakdown of few molecules into ATP and other small molecules used for energy. Some of the pathways I will be talking about is glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and oxidation phosphorylation. Cellular respiration. Organisms use cellular respiration to convert carbohydrates into energy. This process occurs in the cell cytoplasm. The energy released from carbohydrates is stored in ATP molecules. These molecules are formed using the energy obtained from carbohydrates to combine adenosine diphosphate (ADP) molecules and phosphate ions. Cells then use the stored energy for various energy-dependent processes. Also produced during cellular respiration are water and carbon dioxide. The process that yields these three products is composed of four parts: glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, the electron transport system, and chemiosmosis. In respiration, glucose is oxidized and thus released as energy. Oxygen is reduced to form water. The carbon atoms of a sugar molecule are released as carbon dioxide. The complete breakdown of glucose to carbon dioxide and water requires some major steps. One of these steps is glycolysis, which produces 2 ATPs. During glycolysis, glucose is broken down into 2 pyruvic acid molecules. 2 ATP molecules are produced during this process. 2 nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, NADH molecules that will be used in the electron transport system are also yielded during glycolysis. We have our Krebs cycle. In the Krebs cycle, 2 molecules of pyruvic acid produced during glycolysis are used to form NADH. This occurs when hydrogen is added to NAD. Also produced during the Krebs cycle are 2 ATP molecules. Carbon atoms released in the process combine with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. 6 carbon dioxide molecules are released when the cycle is complete. These 6 molecules correspond to the 6 carbon atoms in glucose that were initially used in glycolysis. Oxidative phosphorylation or electron transport system. Cytochromes, cell pigments, and coenzymes in the mitochondria form the electron transport system. Electrons taken from NAD are transported through these carrier and transfer molecules. At certain points during the system, protons in the form of hydrogen atoms from NADH are transported across a membrane and released into the outer area of the mitochondria. Oxygen is the last electron acceptor in the chain. When it receives an electron, oxygen bonds with the released hydrogen to form water. Fermentation. Without oxygen, cellular respiration cannot occur because oxygen serves as a final electron acceptor in the electron transfer system. The electron transport system would therefore not be available. Glycolysis can occur without oxygen. Although glycolysis does not require oxygen, it does require NAD+. Cells without oxygen available need to regenerate NAD+ from NADH, so that in the absence of oxygen, at least some ATP can be made by glycolysis. To regenerate NAD+ from NADH, the electrons from NADH are added to pyruvate to produce alcohol for plants or lactate, in this case for animals. The total ATP yield of fermentation comes from glycolysis. 2 ATP molecules are produced per glucose. This is a summary of cellular respiration. glycolysis, two ATP molecules are used to phosphorylate and activate glucose. Two hydrogen atoms are removed by NAD plus, forming two NADH. Four ATP molecules are produced by substrate level phosphorylation. The net yield of ATP is 2. 2 are used and 4 are produced. The Krebs cycle produces NADH, FADH2, and ATP. NADH and FADH2 carry electrons to the electron transport system. In the electron transport system, NADH and FADH2 are oxidized and the energy is used to produce ATP. Fermentation is needed to regenerate NAD plus from NADH so that at least some ATP can be made in glycolysis. Electrons from NADH are added to pyruvate reduction to produce alcohol for plants, and like I said, in this case, lactate for animals. If fermentation wasn't clear, this is pretty much a little summary of what fermentation does. Thank you.